we can ensure 100% guest satisfaction, meaning since we're integrated with all these different devices and all these different systems, we're able to watch all those different data points and predict what's going to happen next and make sure that when the guest shows up to the hotel, they're not going to be checked into a room that's not working. It's not going to be too hot or too cold. Everything's going to work just perfectly for them.
Welcome to another episode of The Modern Hotelier. We're coming to you from the trade show floor at the Hospitality Show in Denver, Colorado. We're joined by Will Gilbert, co-founder of Bodhi. Welcome, Will. How are we doing today?
Doing great. First day of the show. Lots to show off here. Some really new, cool features, and happy to be here.
Great. A little different setting than the first time we chatted in Florida, but always good to see you in person.
Yeah, it was enjoyable having you there and really showing you where the rubber meets the road, and how everything is done. But coming out here to these trade shows and showing everything we've developed and all the new things supporting hotels globally is a lot of fun to do.
Absolutely. So, Will, can you tell us more about that aha moment of why you started Bodhi?
Yeah. So, we have 25 years of systems integrations experience behind Bodhi. And we had a property come to us about 12, 13 years ago, high-end mixed-use property, very large. And all these different systems were being installed, all these smart systems and electronics, and there was no way to manage them all on one pane of glass. Everything was a separate device, a separate interface. And we started off writing some software really as a one-off for this property. And as it is being developed and growing and expanding as that property grew, we saw something that no one else had. And moving forward, we had integrators coming to us to want to use that software. We had manufacturers coming to us saying, "Hey, this is amazing. We want to use it to deploy our properties." And at that point in time, we said, "Okay, this is something real. People love it." It was really built from a need.
So, what do you see as Bodhi's biggest competitive advantage, and where do you see yourself growing in the next 3 to 5 years?
So our biggest competitive advantage is being 100% manufacturer agnostic. Nobody else can really claim that. And by doing that, we have all those different data points coming in. So one thing that we can do is we can ensure 100% guest satisfaction, meaning since we're integrated with all these different devices and all these different systems, we're able to watch all those different data points and predict what's going to happen next and make sure that when the guest shows up to the hotel, they're not going to be checked into a room that's not working. It's not going to be too hot or too cold. Everything's going to work just perfectly for them.
That's great. And where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
More and more integrations. Here at this show, we have a couple of partners, brand new on the system. Great to have them, and it just continually to expand that. Of course, continuing all of our AI initiatives. Some fantastic AI products. They're only getting better every day. It's just like OpenAI. OpenAI, they rip and replace their models. It seems like every week, right?
Right.
You have to be that way. You have to be always advancing, and that's exactly what we're doing. Over the next many years, it's always advancing that technology.
That's great. So as you mentioned, Bodhi is manufacturer agnostic and also integrates against multiple different systems. What engineering decisions did you make when you were creating Bodhi to really support the flexibility of that?
Sure. So the first thing that we did is we decided to not go and leverage existing technologies from different manufacturers to bring data into a platform. Today, when there's cloud-based systems, there's a lot of things that you can use to really kind of launch your products. We went and wrote everything ourselves, right? So what I mean by that is that we went to every manufacturer and met with them and sat down. We do that every single day. And we work directly with their hardware. Sometimes our software runs directly on their actual, our application runs directly on their hardware. And by doing that, we can bring in all that data directly, and we have full control of that data. And another reason that we did that is, Bodhi is a global product. When you're doing work in Asia or the Middle East, you have to be able to store that data in those locations. And so everything was done in the very beginning with that in mind, to keep all that data localized and be able to be portable with the system.
So you've talked about GuestGPT, Super Agent, and BodhiGPT as well. What use cases do you see those driving the most value for hotels?
Well, the number one use case is that 5-star review. Having a guest show up, they're going to be happy with their stay. They're going to go home and tell their friends how amazing that property was. And the AI for us, we have all these amazing data points, but the AI is really going to ensure that for the property. It all starts with our super agent. Our super agent is monitoring all the data that's coming in. Right now, we're receiving about 250,000 messages a second coming in for properties. Those messages are things like lights turning on, rooms cooling, heating, motorized shades going up and down, common area spaces as well. The humidity in the fitness center, the restaurant, the music levels, all these different data points are coming into the super agent. And from there, that's where we can utilize BodhiGPT. We have a fantastic dashboard, but BodhiGPT makes it really easy. You can go and just ask it questions naturally. How's my building doing? Who checked in last night? What was our occupancy, last month? And so all that data coming in with BodhiGPT makes it super easy for that hotel to use that data. And from the GuestGPT, really, really cool. It starts off first when you check into the hotel. We send you that text and email to your phone with a link. Click that link. Nothing to install, nothing to download. There's no app store at all. You click that link. From there, you can open your door, control your room, order food and beverage, but we also have a fantastic AI assistant. Our AI assistant is much more than being able to ask for restaurant recommendations or needing towels and things like that. Can we do that? Absolutely. But we can actually use that to interact with the guests and say, how is your room? And if you tell it, my room's kind of hot, my room's kind of cold, we'll change the temperature in the room. Our super agent will change the temperature in the room and report back to the property that you complained about a problem. So we're doing a lot of different things with the three different AI products that we have.
That's awesome. And when you're talking to decision makers in hotel operators, what's one thing or a few things that they get really excited about that kind of pushes them over the edge that, hey, we need to work with Bodhi?
Between select services and ultra luxury, there's the differentiators there, but the number one overwhelming aspect is that 100% guest satisfaction, right? Everyone, no matter what hotel you're running, you want to make sure that guest is happy and they're going to come back and see you again. But of course, speaking to these properties, everyone cares about different things, and Bodhi delivers all those different assets.
That's great. So as Bodhi grows and expands, is there one market or segment that you're really interested in?
Yes, so multifamily. I always say hospitality isn't spelled Hotel. And so, when you're living in an apartment building, you're a tenant, you're a guest. And so, that's a big market for us. It's a slightly different market than hospitality because you have people that are living there, full time. That's where we have our Bodhi Resident app. The web-based guest app is fantastic for hotel stays, but having that branded experience for the property is even better. Doing things like intercom integration, video doorbells, being able to do different scenes and seeing what's going on at the property. Bodhi's bringing all that experience that we have in the hotel industry to that landscape. And also, same thing, being able to make sure that the temperature, the thermostat's working in those properties. Property management is not being reactive to problems, right? They're actually seeing it before it happens because, when you're a tenant of a property and it's midnight and your AC stops working, it's not a very good thing to happen.
Absolutely. So for those that are interested in getting in touch with Bodhi, what's the best way to reach you or get in contact?
Yeah, best way, go bodhi.com. LinkedIn is also a fantastic way.
Awesome. Well, Will, thanks for the time today. We really appreciate it and wish you a successful show.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. You made it to the end of The Modern Hotelier. Thanks for watching or listening. The Modern Hotelier is produced by Modern Hotelier Media. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you know a good guest, sponsor, or have media needs, feel free to reach out to us at hello@themodernhotelier.com. Thanks and have a great day.